technology that has been trademarked by NASA. That's why you weren't so far off, Cardi. Yay. Has been trademarked by NASA. And NASA is using it with stem cells. And in their stem cell research, they have found that stem cells, when they are exposed to a low pulsating electromagnetic field, not only do they grow faster, but they also grow stronger. And here's the exciting part. That's what we all want. We want our cells to grow faster and to be stronger. And I'm really excited. I have been on this machine for 7 years. I'm a bundle of energy, and those that work with me for 7 years, they will testify to that, right, Chris?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And if you've never heard about pulsating electromagnetic fields and what they do, don't feel bad. I didn't either. And when I started using this device, I didn't even understand what it does. I didn't even know as much as Connie. But it worked. And before I started using it, I was a mess. I had severe back pain. I had depression. I had no energy. I had shoulder surgery. I was supposed to have shoulder surgery. I couldn't sleep. I was a mess. It's hard to believe today. And 7 years later, life gets better and better because my cells are better and they're functioning better all the time. And I'm going to explain to you why. First off, these devices are manufactured in Germany. And we have manufactured them in Germany for about 18, if not 20 years. So this is the IMAS 2000 is our 5th model. So let's just get a little bit back into our health as to why we should do what we do. Here are some interesting predictions. 60% of people die from the consequences of chronic disease. And we will all say, well, that's too bad. Well, you know, if that's all that would happen, dying of a chronic disease, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But leading up to death when you suffer from a chronic disease, you know, is terrible. And all of us baby boomers, I think I'm beyond baby boomer, but that's okay. We will suffer from chronic diseases in one way or another. And so what does it mean when you have a chronic disease? It usually comes with pain, with suffering, and impaired quality of life. And in traditional medicine, what we know is to treat the symptom, you know, with treatments, you know, with prescription drugs, with doctor visits, chiropractic visits. But, and this is a North American attitude more so than a European attitude, we look at the symptoms, never at the cause. So then there is another part in the society that is totally underestimated. And I'd like to familiarize yourself with Dr. Magda Haver's. Google PEMFs and Google EMFs. EMF emission is making us sick. So our cell phones are making us sick, our Wi-Fi, our computers. And the reason why we almost ignore it and are not aware of it, because electromagnetic field emission, you cannot see, you can't hear, you can't feel, you can't taste. And because you can't do all those things, either it doesn't exist, and if it really exists, it can't be so bad, right? This is what we think. And just like the impact of the increase, whoops, I was supposed to have a red thing here, but I don't. It's okay. The potential increase of electrosmog has a real impact on our health. So with electromagnetic fields, there's an entire spectrum of electromagnetic fields. And they can be good or they can be bad. It is just at what frequencies are we using them. And at the same time, in our traditional healthcare system, we never think about the body as a whole, that everything operates in our body in harmony or not, but it all works together. But in our society, when you go to your doctor and your arm hurts, guess what you are for your doctor? An arm. You're not a whole body. You're an arm, a head, a back, but you are not a whole body. And I know a lot of us go out and, you know, we criticize our doctors for not being able to help us by looking at our body as a whole organism. But at the same time, this knowledge, this science, has not been part of the education process of traditional medicine. So, and electromagnetism is one of the most important things that we need to think about, because our ancestors used to run or walk an average of 25 kilometers a day, and in doing so, they turned the magnetic field of the Earth, which is a static field, into a pulsating field. And by doing so, guess what happened? They activated the cell metabolism. And what do we do today? We don't walk an average of 25 kilometers per day anymore. We drive, we live in high-rise buildings, we go up the elevator. You know, we are no longer connected or no longer grounded to the magnetic field of the Earth. And our health is suffering. And what we need to learn, and we need to become aware of the importance of electromagnetism in our lives. Because here's the essence of human health before I go further. And I may repeat it because it's so important to me to get this message across to you. The essence of human health is optimum cell function. Unless our cells function at an optimum level, our body cannot repair. So it is the essence of human health. And if that is all you take away today, you are a huge step ahead in your knowledge and your awareness in taking control over your own health, which you can, right? So like I said, you know, this is the entire spectrum of the electromagnetic field. And electromagnetic fields are neither good nor bad. It's just a matter of frequency. So, and here, just to drive the point home, why it is so important for us to be exposed to the electromagnetic field of the Earth. Without the electromagnetic field of the Earth, humans cannot survive. Animals, plants cannot survive. So wouldn't you like to have a hefty dose of healthy magnetic field of the Earth? You do, Robin, I know. You do it every day. So when you look at the moon, there is no magnetic field of the Earth, and nothing grows there. So, and here is what happened with all our civilization illnesses, and I like to bring that point across in a nutshell because we're limited. I can talk for 3 or 4 hours, but I'm not allowed to do that here. Before the invention of electricity, we lived, if you look at this green circle, we lived in an environment of the frequencies of the magnetic field of the Earth. And with the invention of electricity, frequencies that were outside of the frequencies of human cell frequencies were introduced to our lives. And over time, more frequencies, right up to cell phones at 800 to 1900 megahertz, right up to Wi-Fi, and right up to cell phone towers. Have you ever heard that it's not so good to live near a cell phone tower? Yes. And here's why. Human cells, or for that matter, all of us, we're electromagnetic beings. And we resonate with frequencies, or we don't. And when we are exposed to foreign frequencies, it disturbs or impairs our cell function. And that is why exposure to frequencies that disturb our cell function cause civilization illnesses, which we call chronic diseases. So chronic diseases are actually something new. You know, my parents, for instance, they live in Germany. They don't have GMOs. They don't live near Wi-Fi. Like, you give my dad a cell phone, he thinks, like, what should I do with that? I was going to get my dad on the internet. Well, forget that, right? But they are healthy. They do not have the diseases that we have in North America. My generation of parents does not. And that is very important to think about it. We do. North America is bombarded with civilization illnesses. Children start, you know, with ADD. They start out their first school years in life being on drugs. Is that all we can do? I think we can do a whole lot better than that. So with the invention of electricity, you know, all these civilization illnesses begin to happen. Here's something very interesting, which you may not have heard. Fibromyalgia. Anybody has heard that word? It is characterized by pain all over. Duh, that's it. Okay, a chronic disease. In Asian countries, they have never heard the word fibromyalgia because these symptoms, to them, are caused by deficiency of the magnetic field. That is why fibromyalgia in Asian countries is called magnetic field deficiency syndrome. Interesting, right? So, and our human cells function or are made out of the following frequencies. It is called the biological window of human cell frequencies, which simply states that our human cell frequencies, the range is between 0.5 and 25 hertz, which is in the realm of the magnetic field of the Earth. So, and what happens in an organism when we are exposed to a pulsating electromagnetic field? Because remember, I told you before that our ancestors turned the static magnetic field of the Earth into a pulsating to activate cell function. So how can we do that now, today, to generate optimum cell function? Well, this is where a pulsating electromagnetic field device comes in. And we just happen to have one here, yay, which is the IMRS 2000, at the present, the leading PEMF device in the world. I don't even care if you ever buy one, or if you ever buy ours, just get one. Make sure you understand what we're talking about and get one, whatever one it may be, right? So, a pulsating electromagnetic field device emits or replicates the magnetic field of the Earth, emitting the frequencies of the human cell frequencies. So your cells resonate and will be activated by what is called a sawtooth profile, okay, which sends ignitions to each one of your 70 trillion cells. And once your 70 trillion cells are activated, they stay activated for 6 hours after. And all you need to do is go on there twice a day for 8 minutes. And what happens in your body when all your cells work at the optimum level, the body does what it knows how to do best: repair, regenerate, rejuvenate, restore itself. Wouldn't it be nice if you had the energy to live to be a 90? Would it be nice if you had a chance, to naturally live without pain? Have a peaceful, restful sleep. Have your organs function properly. Natural detoxification every day. Wouldn't that be amazing? Would it be amazing if you had a chance to actually get off some of the prescription drugs? Wouldn't that be amazing? I think so. So basically what you see here is this nice yellow circle is a human cell. You've got about 70 trillion of them, and they all work basically the same way. And when a cell works at its optimum level, imagine it looks like a grape. It is plump, it has a lot of surface membrane potential, and inside of each cell is a mitochondria, which produces the energy that is needed for your cell to function. And when the mitochondria does not have the energy to function, then your cells can no longer do their job and disease sets in. So anything that is wrong with us happens on the cell level, not on the outside. And that's why you often sometimes see people, you think, oh, they look great, and 2 days later, they have a heart attack, right? Because the outside is not necessarily a reflection of what goes inside. And we all know when we don't feel well. But what happens when we don't feel well in this society, we begin to accept it. And we say, oh, well, it's the weather, or it's age, or it's, hereditary. My parents had this. And then we give up. And we settle into our illness, right along with the prescription drugs. So if you just understand how the cell works at its optimum level, then you will also understand that a healthy cell is the precursor to optimum health and longevity. And who wants to live long in pain anyway? Anybody here that wants to do that? I don't. So, and our device, it's called the IMRS, Intelligent Magnetic Resonance Stimulation. And it comes with a built-in organ clock, which respects the proper frequency at particular time of the day that you are exposed to the low pulsating electromagnetic field. So it comes with a whole body mat, and the whole body mat activates cell metabolism. And then we have local applicators, such as the little pillow or cushion or the probe, for local areas of pain. The probe you can use for migraines, you can use for sinuses, you can use at the smaller joints of the body for like arthritis. And remember when I told you about that NASA study that came out? It's a 32-page study. If anybody's interested in it, I know you are, Rob. I know you are. Send me an email. I will make that study available to you. It is a very long study, and it starts out with the findings when stem cells are exposed to low pulsating electromagnetic fields, they grow faster and stronger. This is how we started out, right? Yet this study goes further, 32 pages of findings, that it talks also about the benefits on arthritis, fibromyalgia, osteoporosis, bone healing, immune system, any type of civilization illnesses, which is actually very unusual for a NASA study to do that, but this is what they found. And how can they not find it if all of a sudden, you know, we get all our cells to work at the optimum level? How can you not get better? And maybe that is one of the reasons why on November the 16th, I watched TV, and there he was, Dr. Oz. And he had one of the doctors who also, you know, is associated or affiliated with our company. He had him also on TV, and I'm not sure who watched the show, but Dr. Oz stood on national TV and said about pulsating electromagnetic fields, this is how we're going to change traditional medicine together. This is the future of medicine. Mind you, Dr. Oz was not particular about which machine or what machine. He had a number of them, and ours is one of those that are registered with the FDA. Okay? And so we've been in Canada for 5 years. Like I told you, 7 years ago, I was faithfully lying on this machine. I was getting better. I did not understand what it does. It just helped me. And everybody around me was saying, well, what did you do? Well, this is what it is. Like Chris came over, and this is what this machine is. I can't totally explain it yet. I just know it helped. And it helped a lot of people in my family. By now, everybody in my family has one. And it was quite a journey, you know, in the last 7 years. And my passion and my excitement is still the same as it was 7 years ago, because this is a true answer to optimum cell function, which is, like I said, remember that, the fundamental basic of human health. So, I told you already what a pulsating electromagnetic field does, and if anyone wants to try it out, 8 minutes, we change lives 8 minutes at a time. We are in booth 229, right, Chris?
Yes.
Yes, we are in 229. And we have 2 devices. And you're welcome to come and try them out. I call it affectionately my magic carpet, which it is. And I really want you to come and try it out and have that experience. Okay, so there's a little evidence when I was talking about a healthy cell looking like a grape, and an unhealthy cell has more the shape of a raisin. And there's some immediate evidence that can be seen for those who are doubters. And it's called dark field microscopy, which is live blood analysis. And simply what you do, I mean, not you yourself, but what you can do is you take the blood of someone before they go on the IMS, and you put it under a microscope, and it looks like in the picture where I can't point, my pointer is not working, where it says before, to the very left, before the IMS. You put this person on the IMS for 8 minutes, and then you look at the difference of the picture after the IMS, and you see a total change in the cell. And when your cells are being charged, with a pulsed electromagnetic field, that charge or change lasts for 6 hours after, because we are electromagnetic beings. We are electrically charged people. And when we keep ourselves busy and they know what they do, less illness will happen. And another example is, for instance, which isn't to say that the IMS cures cancer. I want to be clear that it does not. But when you look at cancer, have you ever heard about primary heart cancer? It virtually does not exist as a primary cancer. And that is because that cell is always busy. It's always charged, has a high electrical charge, versus an impaired or even a cancer cell who only has 30% of a charge, right? And that is why there's no primary cancer. And then like a couple of add-ons, SLRS stands for Sound Light Relax System, and I'm just going to briefly touch on it. It's an attachment with the machine that you can get, brain entrainment. And simply we can use external stimuli, natural frequencies, to change your brain state. So that means when you use your device in the morning, we can bring upon a state of focus, alert, and so forth, and deep relaxation at night. And then also the iMore, which is a biofeedback. And for the first time, we can actually take information out of your body, With a pulsed electromagnetic field, you expose your body to low pulsating electromagnetic fields. This is what this machine gives to the body. So now we can take information out of your body and sort of trap it in the machine in a histogram. And why would we want to do that? Because we are concerned with your heart rate variability. So we can, every 2 minutes, we can check your heart rate, determine your heart rate variability, adjust the intensity accordingly, and the whole goal of it is to, over time, improve your heart rate variability. And why would we want to improve your heart rate variability? Because the more flexible your heart rate variability is, the better your body is able to create balance blood sugar levels, pH levels, body temperature, and so forth. So there's a lot we can do. And again, I invite you to try out the machine at our booth 229, and also visit our website www.mediconsult.tv. You will read about our anniversary special, which are amazing savings this month, where you can save over $1,500 on the device for the months of September, and for the months of October we extended it. Yay!
Whole month? Whole month?
Yes, excellent. Yes, we did. And also, if you scroll down on our homepage, there are a lot of webinars that you can learn about pulsating electromagnetic fields, and you can educate yourself. Okay, I think my half hour is up, is it? Yes? Okay. Well, thank you.